Is this what I think it is? That be mine?
Yeah.
Been waiting for this one. Heavy, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it's like 126 pounds.
I didn't look, but that sounds about right. I have this little one for you as well. You want it all the way at the door, or do you?
Yeah. Or up. All right, seat pad paperwork, and then we have this box. I believe that this is the seat, and yes, it is. Now the shipping on this was kind of weird because it was supposed to come Saturday, and so I waited around all day Saturday for it to come. It never did. And then it said Wednesday, and then I was just like, man, for me waiting around Saturday for now Wednesday, that's a long wait. And then so I had plans yesterday, and then in the middle of the plans I got a notification that it's on its way. This is the seat. Now I heard this is kind of slippery. Now I have the F22 Pro over here, and that seat is slippery. This one is slightly slippery, but they said, take some alcohol and just kind of rub it down a little bit, and it will take off that slick outer layer, that slip, that varnish. And as you know, we got the user manual, start power cord adapter, washers, countersunk screw, L-shaped wrench, set of power pads. So I wonder if there's a set of power pads in there as well. That will be interesting. I was going to get the pedal adjustments, but it was expensive, man. It was like $255. And I don't have it. I'll have it next year, so I can get it later. Now this is the fast charger. This is pretty hefty. For this thing being 14 amps, I have like a Roger charger over here, which is broken, by the way. And it stopped working, and it blew up one of my wheels. I think it did. Actually, it was the combination of that charger and the blown out other charger. But that charger is gone now. But this is a hefty charger, even though I still want to get another one of his chargers, because it did work really well while it worked. Definitely, about the interesting plug. The thing about this is we were supposed to get the regular charger, because this charger, so I have a dedicated 20 amp, but my circuit's only at 120, right? So even though it's a 20 amp, this is a 14 amp, I doubt that this being a 230 wheel, that socket should really only max out at like 8 volts or 8 amps. And so technically, I can't use this charger here. Now, I've been trying to think about getting an adapter because I have a 240 in the laundry room, but it's one of those circle adapters. So I did look online and I saw that you were able to get a circle adapter. You get a circle adapter that plugs in, and this one has 2, right? It has a female, so then you can plug the dryer in, and then you plug in another one that has a tower, right? But that tower is a conversion from 230 to 120. So, like, I'm not sure if it'll work. It would have to be a 230 or whatever it is. 200. I think it's 220. So Robert did say that in the app, you can adjust the charger to, or the wheel to only charge 5 amps. So, the moment of amazingness. The P6 go for it, man. Oh man, I just did not think I was going to make it. Now, what I'm trying to figure out though too is you're supposed to get this service, and then like how do you? I haven't really figured out. Oh, see, the Velcro is already on, just as I would have assumed. Now, this is technically on the floor, so it just has the box or the little bit of padding underneath, and amazingly enough, the V13 was only 126 volt wheel. So, side by side, they actually look the same. I mean, literally. You have sort of like shield shape, right? You have the round underneath. Let me pull this out, but it's kind of like a shield. It literally is practically the same shape. I would even say it's the same size. The only difference is it's longer and the V13's slimmer. Where this one, oh, see, it's even pretty much just as tall. So yeah, the P6 is a little wider, but even in length, it's pretty close to being the same size. It's just wider. So it does come with its own pads, which is cool. I mean, I have so many pads. It's better to have too many than not enough, right? But these aren't too bad. I mean, they're kind of slim, but not a little bit slimmer than those. Those are the Beijing ones. I love these little toe clicks in there, and it has the little bones to connect. And then, of course, these ones say Inmotion. So, I mean, honestly, what I could do is if I want to do an extension, I can just use these as the extension instead of paying, you know, of course, through Grizzly I'd be matching, but it's just more money you gotta spend. All right, so this it's actually a really good wheel. I once I kind of figured it out, I realized that it was, not much different than the V13 when it comes down to size. And once I did like a balance of, about +5, +6, I was able to really dial it in at that point. And as you can tell, I have them together. They're very similar. I mean, in frame, shape, sort of. I said, the biggest thing is the tire. When it comes down to, and the width. As you can tell, you can see that width, and then compare it side by side. You can see like it's a lot wider, and really, when it comes down to it, it's kind of like my F22 Pro here is pretty wide. It's covered stuff. Still got the battery situation figured out. Trying to get everything situated, but yeah. When it comes down to the ride feel, I heard somebody say that they felt kind of wobbly on it. Well, the tire, it does seem small for the wheel. That's for sure. Like the 90/90 tire is probably going to be much better. Just because it's going to be a wider tire. And if you kind of look at the shape of each tire, so you can tell the slim nature of it. It's kind of like when I just changed out the tire on my, I put a street tire on my Master, and that street tire is a lot slimmer compared to like the tire that was pretty much the size of it before. That width, which when it comes down to carving, a tire like this is much better, like being very nimble. But this tire right here that I have, this is a new tire I just put on this wheel, and it's not exactly a knobby, it's the crossbreed, and you can see the roundness of it, and this one carves great now. With the original V13 tire, not so much. And you can sort of see just, how slim the V13 is and how wide the P6 is. So that's just something you kind of have to know about this wheel. It's a big wheel. I mean, when people were saying it was a big wheel, they weren't really, when you're saying, oh, it's a big wheel, but, there's a lot of big wheels out there. I mean, the V13 is considered ginormous, but look at this one. It's like, so when you think about saying it's a big wheel, it's a matter of perspective, but, yes, this is a big wheel. Those pads actually worked very well. The sync pads. Now, at first I was thinking, I should have, I was thinking about possibly getting the extensions on them, but, and I still might. I might try out the pads that it came out with, just to see, what the difference would be. But once I actually balanced the wheel to +7, those sync pads actually work perfect, because it just kind of lines your feet right in there, and especially on the pedal, and so it gives you a lot more the ability to sort of push. And the only thing is once I did do a +7, I might have to see if I haven't really messed with it yet to see if I can rebalance the wheel at that. So at a +7, because I don't know, I was feeling a little bit of shuddering, but that usually is because the wheel needs to be balanced. And you know, pretty much before you do any wheel, you should balance the wheel. I mean, people are like, "Oh, it should be coming out." You know, it doesn't matter. You pull a wheel out, you should balance it immediately. That's the first thing you should do with any wheel, is balance it. And I mean, that should be general knowledge. I don't know how it isn't. I do it with every wheel because you just never know. And, you know, I mean, even after, so when I fixed the F22 Pro, once I got it all together and I put it on, I mean, I wanted to ride it and the thing was shuddering all over the place. And I was like, oh, shoot, what did I do wrong? But, you know, I balanced it and it was just fine. But the wheel is, you know, it's very nimble for its size. It's interesting to know that, like, you don't really feel the speeds. It just like wants to, like, 35 is, it'll just go to 35 by itself, you know, without even pushing it. So like, and you don't even feel like you're going 35. If I were to say I was going any speeds, I'd say I was going like 15 miles, 15, 20, you know. That's how it feels when you're on the wheel. It doesn't feel like you're going the speeds it's going. It was really windy out, and it handled the wind really well. I didn't feel like I was getting pushed around, and I had full control of it. I did a pretty, you know, it was quite of a long ride. I rode all the way up to Calistoga, so, and then came back. But it was getting cold and windy, and it rained, so I was lucky I got the ride done. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to ride it more. I mean, right now it's really wet outside, and yeah, you can ride it in rain, but I don't want to get it dirty. I mean, I was trying to stay off the dirt roads, just because I didn't want to get it dirty. I mean, all my wheels get dirty, as you can kind of tell, just because the dirt roads that I have to go. There's several dirt roads, and so I did try to stay on the road, but I didn't really have it dialed in, so I didn't really feel really comfortable trying to get on the roads yet. It wasn't until I got back, and actually before I brought it in, I was thinking about the V13, and I was like, oh, you know what? Actually, I dialed the V13 to go like +6, +7, and that's where I love the V13 at. And so once I thought about that, I did it to the P6, and I took a little ride around the block, and I was like, man, I wish I would have done this in the beginning. You know, I would have had a whole different experience with it. So, but it is what it is. And so it's a great wheel. I mean, and I like it really a lot. I really like it a lot. It's pretty exciting, you know, the wheels coming out. As I said, a lot of the things, though, you know, I want to tell people as well that I own like a Master that I completely modded, and it's an amazing wheel, you know. And what's cool about the Master is you can actually buy the Master like a V2, for example, for, you know, brand new for like $1,000, and you could switch out the immediately switch out the electronics to even a V3 or a V4 electronics, you know, and it's like $500. So then you're like $1,500, right? And so then you're like, okay, so I put the DS200 shocks on, those were $500. So $2,000, right? So then I put the pedals on, they're $250. So that's $2,250. So like, you know, I didn't really need the pedals. the fairing was pretty much something I wanted on there. So so you're 2250. So, but even if the regular stock, so like you're talking, even if you do the V12 with the electronics, you know, at 1750. I mean, it's just like, and the fairing, it was 1750. You know, it's like for a brand new wheel, and then add, you know, whether you want to put a street tire on it. So some of the older wheels, like, you know, and then I have my T4 here. You know, I've got the hoop bite shock on there. Same kind of thing. You know, I bought the wheel for, it was sale actually, so I got it for 1100. I mean, they're like 14, but you know, I got the side panels for like $100. So that's 1500. It's 12 for me, but for regular, you know, you're like 15. You know, say you got it for 1400. So it's like 1500. And then I had, you know, E-Rides match the color, you know, make me some pads. And so that was like another $200. So it was 40, 50, and 60, 17. 17. Hoop Bite is actually a really good shock to go with because it's cheap. It's pretty cheap. You're only talking like $300 for the change out on that. And of course, you got to put the kickstand, buy the kickstand separate. And then I had the bumpers made. So, but the point was the price allowed me to spend money to customize it and make it my own, which is really fun about these old wheels. Like, you know, you got the Rocky here where, you know, they don't really have too much of a kit out there, I don't think yet, but I've seen people 3D print them. But, you know, this is, you know, a little more expensive wheel and a newer wheel. So the point was, and then, you know, I have my V13, and they've got down, and the Stars Wheels shocks, if you buy them, they have a better seal on them. And you can do a half oil, half air mixture. And, you know, I have this at 180 PSI. You know, I weigh about 220. And I don't bottom out on it at all. So, and with the new tire and the, that's the Bijou 8-point pads, which I think really work with the V13 really well. You can still get into EUCs with without spending $5,000 and have a really decent wheel. Yes, this wheel is great, and I think it's a really it's niche, and it is a big wheel. I mean, compared to the V13 or like the Master or the P4, I mean, this is a completely different beast. I'm really excited about my purchase, and I can't wait to do some more videos on it. But that is my final review. So, this is Jaymasterskills. Peace out.